Hey people, I'm live. Anybody here who wants to chat? Let's just chat. Just want to know if you can hear me, if anybody is there. Waiting for people to come in. Another 9 days. No, nine. Another 12 days to go for the lock in. Wow. Seems eternity, right? Crazy. I think a lot of people are going crazy sitting at home, not able to do a whole lot of stuff. Let me have your views. Anybody coming online, please do. I'm waiting here for Q&A today. Random stuff, nothing in particular. No Gyan. Hi Ankur, how's Indonesia? I've been doing a lot of online calls. Hey Ankur, hope you're staying safe in Indonesia. Missing India, I guess, at this time especially. I've been doing a lot of online sessions. There are people coming and taking up my sessions. Yeah, scary here too. It's getting pretty bad day by day. Need to be really careful. I just hope that April 14th things open out, because there are a lot of people going through crazy amounts of stress, especially small business owners, entrepreneurs, startup founders, CEOs, and the real estate segment. Yes, huge. I think it's up to us to see how we can stay home and stay safe, so that things can be back to normal from April 15th. Not back to entirely 100% normal, but at least start life again, do our usual meetings, and get things moving at least. Is it a full lockdown there, Ankur, or is it part? Oh yeah, thanks Ankur. You were my first client. You've been so sweet. Thanks a lot. I'm sure you can hear me, right? Just say yeah in the comments if you can hear me. Otherwise, I'll have to do something with the audio. Last time it didn't work well. It was too. It was not loud at all. So I just want to know if it's fine now. Hi Santosh. Hope you're staying safe, doing well. Hope your family is safe. Let me know if you want to know anything, Santosh. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you can hear me. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining in, Santosh. Glad to see you here. I'm sure everybody is having their own set of issues to tackle in this lockdown, but also a blessing for us to see how we can become the better version of ourselves when the lockdown is done. Hey Salma, how are you doing? How's the lockdown treating you? Wow, Santosh, yeah, in Dubai, I think it's a partial lockdown, because I have another friend where he's going to work, I think it's a partial lockdown, yes, and Dubai is always ahead of the curve most of the time. And I think even now I saw some news that they're testing on a really war footing in Dubai. I'm sure businesses have been hit in Dubai also quite a bit, because I know a lot of people who have been laid off in Dubai. Salma's managing great. I know it's really, it's some amazing post that you put up, Salma. It's like tiger being held up in a cage, right? But yeah, I think all of us have the, I think it's a good opportunity for all of us to be ourselves. I think this is the time that there's absolutely no put on. I think we can be our genuine, vulnerable selves now, right? But yeah, I think all of us have the, I think it's a good opportunity for all of us to be ourselves. I think this is the time that there's absolutely no put on. I think we can be our genuine. Can you hear me? So yeah, I've been doing a lot of calls, and I've started this initiative called hashtag COVID-19 Hope, help other people eat. So I've been, I think we have reached now almost around 650 people that we have fed on a daily, totally from the time the lockdown started. And I tell you, it's such a heart wrenching scene when I go out there. I go out safe with gloves, with mask and stuff like that. But it's so heart wrenching that none of the initiatives that the government has taken is reaching the poor, especially the people in the slums. And they really wait when the auto goes there, and there's a real, people just surround and take whatever there is that is there for them, especially the kids. You feel so sad when they're really waiting for you to come and give them the food. I really, there are a lot of people doing a lot of stuff in Bangalore, yeah, and I think there's a lot to be done further on, because I think it's not in the government's capacity to cater to the entire population that is out there, especially the daily wagers and the slum people living in the slums. So this initiative is taken off very well. There are a lot of people who have contributed whatever they could, and yes, I think by the time the lockdown is done, we should touch close to about 5,000 is what we are looking at. And today I met a couple of policemen, and they were asking us for water. So the basic stuff like water is not provided to the police, who actually for us is there 24/7. So we gave them water, we gave them juice. So I think there is a lot of the COVID warriors out there are actually fighting for us, but there is very little that is being done for them. It could be the doctors, it could be the policemen, it could be the government officials, it could be everybody who's actually working out there, facing the virus, facing the threat of virus openly. But I think we are really comfortable sitting in our homes, though it's so that's where gratitude comes in quite a bit, because you feel so grateful that you are in the confines of your home, you have food to eat, you have a place to stay, and watch Netflix, watch all these movies and have a good time. But there are people out there who don't have two square meals to eat. So that's where gratitude comes in. So whenever you actually feel that something is not happening, that that you're not getting the job that you wanted to get, or you're not getting the business that you want to get, just step back and see that how grateful you are for what you have. I think that's what will keep you going for to go and achieve what you want to achieve, because most of us just get disappointed when something does not happen the way we want it to happen. But when you look back and see that you're fortunate, more fortunate than millions out there, then you always get the strength to fight back from any adversity, right? Especially in these times, is that the stark reality of the people out there comes to fore. And it could be the stray dogs out there, it could be the people out there. So I think it's for all of us, it's a big lesson. This lockdown has been a huge lesson for all of us, because the next time we step out on April 15th, you're going to have really clean air. The pollution has gone down. The waters, Salma, when you go to Goa, the waters are going to be really clean now. The next time you go to Goa, because I know that's your favorite haunt, it's going to be really clean. So the waters are going to be clean, the air is going to be clean. So I think it's a reset button that the universe has given us, and I just want all of us to press that reset button and see how we can change our lives in a better way, become better business people, become better human beings. Ankur is asking, how do we stay positive, especially when all that you consume through your senses is negative? Yeah, you can't help it, but I think you need to stay away from the negative. Don't keep looking at the news like you're watching a cricket match and keep score of how many cases are going up. I think it's better that you just keep there's no point in keeping a track of how much is going up, because it's going to make you more scared. But you can keep positive by looking at what you have already. See how much time you can spend with, if you have a family. If you're single, you try and see how you can get better. I think most of us need to start working on get that better. Thanks, Salma. Thanks. I just hope that whatever I say a little bit is gives some strength, because all of us need this strength. Even me, I need. All of us need that strength, and I think the more we collaborate, the more we become a community where we can push each other, is when we can get out of this stronger. Santosh, yeah. Yes, and absolutely. It's time to reset, learn, spend time in self-development. I think this is the best time to get into self-development. Ankur, this one seems perpetual. It's getting worse each day. Absolutely. Yeah, it's getting worse each day. But look at it. Why don't you change perspectives? I think we need to change perspectives and look at how you can't see. There is some situations that is not in your control. You can't change the situation, but you can change the way you think about the situation. So you can change the perception of how this is playing out. I'll tell you something very small. My son was really happy today. He was jumping with joy. I asked him why. He said no exams. I'm going to the next class without writing exams, and this was his 7th standard public exam. So the kids are damn happy. So look at that. The perception. These are small things, but you don't need big things to be happy. That's what you get out of this. You don't need big things to be happy. Look at it. Yeah, people have the best of cars. They have especially in my building, you have Mercs, BMs, everything parked at the basement. But all of us are on the same level now, right? Everybody is doing the same thing at home. They're watching the same Netflix. They're watching the same movies. They're doing everything. Everybody is on the same level. That's what universe teaches us. That's what life teaches us. That materialistic living is not everything. Yes, it is next to oxygen. Money is next to oxygen, but it's not everything. I think money needs to be used in the way that it needs to be used, in the benefit of the others. Comfort has to be there, no doubt about it. We work for that, but then I think this is the time that we reset the button, right, on everything that you want. Augustine, welcome. How are you? Hope Nigeria is pretty okay now. Are you also homebound? Are you all under lockdown in Nigeria too? I have not been following the news as much. Absolutely, Amitji. Great to have you on board. Life is a great leveler. It teaches everybody that there is somebody much bigger and more powerful than us. Because the day man thinks that he's the creator and forgets that there is somebody beyond us, that's when you get really hit down to the ground and then start working back up. You look at Anil Ambani, you look at everybody. It's so ironical that a small thing like which used to be a small thing earlier, like sweeping your own house, doing your own clothes, washing your own vessels, has become such a big thing now that everybody is putting it on social media, saying that I'm doing this. Especially the celebrities are putting it out there, saying, "See how I'm, how am I washing vessels and how am I cleaning the house?" And so the basic stuff has become a luxury now, right? So it's as if you're doing a great service to the nation, that you're cleaning your own house, is the way they're portraying it. And that is where we have reached, right? So imagine that you're the richest man in the world, and then you need to clean your own house. That's the leveler that life teaches you, right? That you can't take anything for granted. And today you know the value of the house, the person who comes and cleans your house, right? Absolutely, Santosh. Yeah, let's face this fear together with faith. Absolutely. I'm sure all of us will grow bigger, no doubt about it. The life is not going to be the same on April 15th. That is if the lockdown is removed on April 15th. But after the COVID is done, the world is going to change. I think the powers are also going to change, because a whole lot of things are going to happen in the world, and it's not going to be the same anymore. And it is true for the businesses too. Every business needs to look at pivoting and looking at how we can change the business and see how we can go and face the new world out there. It's going to change totally. Everything is going to change. I think human connections are going to change. We are going to respect each other more, hopefully. I think we are going to respect each other much more. Business relationships are going to become much better. I think I hope petty quarrels will stop, especially with businesses. Competition, instead of competition, collaborations will start. Collaborations will become more. I think that's the way forward, for collaborations to become more, because collectively we can become, we can achieve more than going solo. So all small business owners, entrepreneurs, startups, look at collaborating with the other person, because right now you need to together grow. So anybody that is trying to build a business, trying to have a startup, or a established business trying to survive, look at collaborations, because everybody is looking at a helpline. Everybody is looking at somebody to throw the rope to survive. So I think if you start collaborating, and if you look at how we can together discuss and thrash out stuff and see how we can get into the new world with businesses, right? Hi Manish, how are you? Really a long time since we caught up. Thanks for joining in. Hope you're well. Hope your family and everybody is doing well. Stay safe. I think for me personally, this lockdown has been very eye-opening, because most of my business has been outdoor, which means I used to do sessions one-to-many or one-on-ones personally, because my strength is to listen and give a safe space to people to just tell me whatever they're going through and stuff like that. And this has been such an eye opener, because now it's gone digital, and whatever you say, there's no you can't replicate what the transformation can happen when you're face to face, because there's energies at play, and there's a lot of there are a lot of equations that happen when you actually meet a person and look at him into the eye, and there is a lot of transformation that happens, because most of my clients have transformed when I have done one-on-ones sitting opposite each other. And I've tried to do that online, but the same effect doesn't come. So I'm waiting for this lockdown to go, but I've started digital, so there's no choice, right? So I think all of us need to now look at the digital space, because travel is going to get much lesser. People are going to travel as much as before, because it's going to take at least 6 to 8 months for the entire world to come back to normal. China has come back to normal almost after 5 months, so almost normal after 5-6 months. So it's going to take at least till year end when people will again start traveling. So online business is the way forward. Everybody needs to look at how to take their businesses online as much as possible. Look at a company like Zoom. I think it's a very good example of how a company can, dominate a space in spite of having biggies like Cisco's and your other platforms. Still now everybody is on Zoom, right? So it's a fantastic opportunity. Look at the opportunities that if anybody knows a new opportunity, please type out. If you think that there is a new opportunity that's going to come up, like real estate just cannot be sold online, and everybody is looking at seeing that real estate is one that cannot be sold online. There needs to be a visit at the apartment for or the site for people to decide to buy. Definitely everything else can be done online, but the actual transaction can happen only offline, is what I think. Otherwise I think every other business can go online and will go online, and this online space is going to I think it has been happening as of now, but I think the future of work is absolutely. Augustine? Yeah, absolutely. The digital space hasn't been disengaged before. If you go to LinkedIn or if you go to any platform, social media platform, you will see podcasts, interviews going on all the time, which means that everybody is looking at how we can exchange views and how we can learn from each other online. So now that is the way forward. Every meeting is happening online. So this morning we had a meeting, 53 people online, right? And everybody discussing something with each other and seeing how we can help each other and how we can do business online. So I think this is going to be the future. So everybody needs to look at that. Any inputs on real estate in Bangalore? How do you perceive it after this lockdown? I think Bangalore will come back better than other cities like Bombay or Delhi, but yes, I think another 6 months it's going to affect quite a bit, because post lockdown everybody is going to look at surviving. Everybody is looking at keeping their jobs, so real estate buying will be the last on their mind, especially IT, because every sector is going through a phase where nobody knows if their jobs are secure. So it's going to take a hit. So I think developers will look at retaining clients than new sales. I think they'll look at stopping cancellations rather than looking at new sale, is what I think, because that is a good way forward, because there's no point in somebody and asking them to buy anything now. Thanks Rayasina. Hope I'm spelling it right. Thanks for joining in. Thanks that you love what I'm saying. So yes, Manish. So I think real estate is going to take a big hit for at least the next 6 months is going to be a bad phase, and it's going to be survival of the fittest for the next 6 months, because since EMI moratorium has been given, so 3 months the NBFCs, the housing finance guys, will not have cash flows. So if they don't have cash flows, they're going to lend. So I think it's going to be a spiral. It's going to be a pretty tough time for real estate and other sectors too, because automobile, every sector is going through a change, no doubt about it. It's going to affect every sector, because the world is getting affected. So IT is getting affected because US, Europe, everywhere there's going to be a great recession coming in. So I think we need to look at how we can survive and thrive in this, because every big business has been launched and has grown during recession. So the recession comes up with opportunities, guys. I think you need to keep your ears and eyes open to see what opportunities will come up. There are opportunities that are going to come up, and please see how you can make the best of it. Instead of going on a back foot, I think we should go aggressive. Instead of going on a back foot and saying, "Arey yaar, recession hai, let's not do anything, let's wait for everything to go pass" and stuff like that, nothing is going to happen. I think we need to take the aggressive mode, see how we can go and disrupt whichever segment that you're working in, disrupt, or see how you can get more business in, because everybody who, whether they're working, whether in business or anything, are trying to see how they can grow. Forget growing, how they can survive, right? So I think everybody can complement each other and see how together we can survive and make that money that we intend making. And one thing I would like to say is don't bring your goals down. I think that's the most important, because it's all here, right? Once you keep your goals intact, then the brain will go towards working, on how to achieve that. And then India is not your only market; your market is the world. A very good example is Salma, because she runs Startups Club, and they do an event, annual event called Demo Day, which she's taking online, and she's taking it worldwide. So so look at that opportunity, right? It's going to be digital. It's going to be really affordable for companies to pitch. So it's a fantastic opportunity if you look at it that way, right? We can sit and start, mumbling and saying, oh, this is the worst time of our lives and this and that and stuff like that. But then there's no point in doing that. I think as human beings, we are species who thrive and who actually perform when things are bad. So this is the time that we show that what the human spirit is, and go and start looking everything optimistically. I don't use the word positive, because it you can't be positive in every situation, but you can be optimistic that okay, this situation is bad, yes, accept it, but then have the belief and faith that future is going to be good. Absolutely. I think everybody, see, I am a technologically challenged guy, right? So I know if anything goes wrong, if my pleasure, Salma, always, if possible, you can put the link and people can come and take register for your demo day. So, and this is the time, I think I have started learning a lot on how to take my business online. So there is absolutely no age bar. There's no anything that can stop us now to see how. And you won't believe it that I never used to like myself on video, but now I've started putting out video. I've been forced to put it out. So that's the one of the biggest positives that has come out of this for me. Amit Jaina, thanks a lot for coming. Absolutely, you're very right. You should never get your goals down, at least not at this situation. Absolutely, absolutely. Because the bigger the goals, the bigger the challenges, that's when your brain starts working. That's when the creativity comes out. That's when. So if you see, every invention that has come up out of suffering, right? So every invention that has come out. So if you look at your Amazon, if you look at any of these companies that are big now, came out of a problem that they wanted to solve. So when you face problems, that's when creativity is at the highest, right? So because you want to get out of this issue, of the problem, that's when you think of 100 ways to get out of it, and that's where the business idea or anything comes out. So I think this is the time that everybody. So one small tip that I can give all of you guys is the early morning when you get up, just before doing anything, just take a pen and paper and just write down all your thoughts, because that's the time that you're the creative best, when you wake up, whatever time that is, right? Usually early risers, they call it early risers, but some people get up, sleep late, so it's okay. As soon as you get up, it's the best time that you can be creative, which means that your subconscious mind has worked on something and then it's giving you stuff. So that's what I think you can look at. So Salma has put up the link of demo day. So any of you guys who are entrepreneurs, who want to get their startups funded, there's a link in the chats. Please go and take a look at the link. I think this is a fantastic platform. Salma is an amazing mentor for startups. So she will help you build your business plan. She can help you from scratch. So if you're planning to start, or you're at a stage of a startup, please do ping her, right? So because I worked with her very closely and she's fantastic at what she does. She's helped, I think now the community, her communities are almost around 50,000 people, so of all shapes and sizes. So I think anybody who's looking at a startup, anybody who's looking at an idea, anybody who wants to run an idea through them, you can do that, because I feel that you should always look at an expert to help you to bring that curve down, right? Otherwise your learning curve is too big. So why don't you go to an expert and reduce that learning curve, and know how to go forward? Because once this lockdown is done, I'm sure that angels and everybody will look at some new businesses to fund. and this is the right time for you to come up with something very, very unique. And especially I can give you a couple of maybe what is going to disrupt is healthcare. I think people have found gaps in these sectors now. So it is healthcare. It is going to be how do you logistics is a huge area, because now you're finding it so difficult for people to get essentials. So there are a couple of areas that I can just think of. If anybody could comment and see where are these opportunities that are coming up for us to look at new business ideas and stuff like that. Augustine, if you have any startups that are looking for help, please reach out to Salma. It's not region specific. She can help you anywhere in the world. Amit, is asking, what about traditional media channels like FM radio? As people have stopped commuting, and further more and more people expected to commute less, the listenership is drastically going down. Absolutely. I think even FM radio is gone online, and they are also looking at how they can stream online. And radio has been a medium that is used to catch people who are traveling, but that's a short term lull for them. Radio will again come back once traveling starts. So this period is definitely going to be bad, but then it's going to come back. And I think also what is going to happen is the learning has increased tremendously. I think at least 100% learning has increased, and people have started listening to podcasts, doing online courses, listening to audio and video streaming. So I think radio might go down a little, because I think in the US, if you look at it, radio has lost market share, but it will not go, right? Because you have a whole lot of population who actually listen to radio. But yes, FM radio will take a small beating, but it will come back, no doubt about it. It will not vanish, but yes, definitely it has its place. Because not everybody likes to listen to something else when they're driving. They love, and what runs FM is because it's all a personality driven medium, which means that everybody waits for a particular show in FM, right? It could because of the anchor who's presenting it. So I think that's going to get in people, and that's not going to go. I'm 100% sure about that. Thanks, Augustine. Thanks a lot. I think you can chat with Salma separately and connect with her and do that. Yeah, thanks a lot. Absolutely, because that's and people who have I've been out for a while now. I've been out yesterday, day before and today, looking at how things are happening. Yeah, Debjyoti, yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm safe. All good. Thanks for asking. I hope you're also safe. Everybody's safe at home. I'm safe. Yeah. Anybody has any questions? Anything that you're going through? Please let me know. If you're okay to share it with me, I will help you on that. I would be glad to help you. Any issue that you're facing, anything you need a help. Sure, Salman. Please shoot. Santosh has asked a question. What could be the potential business and career opportunities opening after COVID? Absolutely, Santosh. That's what I was just saying. I think career opportunities are going to go online, and right now people will need fantastic guys. Right? I think sales is going to go up like crazy, because the demand for good sales guys is going to go up like crazy, because now every company needs business, right? I think a great opportunity for sales, good sales guys who can convert and will not give excuses for results not coming. Will have great demand once it's done, no doubt about that. And I think the potential businesses is healthcare. Healthcare is going to go through the roof in every country, because every country is facing a real crisis, because they don't know how to manage a crisis like this. So that is going to go up like crazy. Masks and all that is going to be a part and parcel of our life now. Please get used to it. Hand sanitizers, masks, and all that is going to get common nowadays. Yeah, Salma, I'm getting into a binge eating and get this sudden surge of fear that this is not going to end soon. I think a lot of us are going through the same thing, and it's it's natural for us to feel that way. That fear is common, natural, because we are social animals. We need people around us to thrive, and we need people around us. We need to get out of the house, and we cannot be contained in one room, and that fear is going to be high. So I suggest that binge eating will happen, because what else will you do sitting at home? But I will tell you what I am doing, so I hope it will help you, because it has helped me quite a bit. So I'm doing intermittent fasting, which means that my last meal in the night at 8, and then next is during lunchtime, and after that I eat a proper meal, and then I don't feel those urge to eat. I think it's good to have. It's very difficult not to say that you don't eat and stuff like that, but then I think you should look at trying out a new hobby, or try something new which will get you excited. It will not take you towards these fears or take you towards any of these things. That's one way. Second is, if you have a balcony, yes, I'm sure you have. So sit on the balcony and you'll get fair. But even that is closed, you can't help that. But this sudden surge of fears will come. Accept it, don't negate it. Just accept those fears and just tell your mind that yes, this is. See, everything that is you're feeling, and whatever is happening to you is because of the thoughts that you're getting, right? So whenever you get thought of fear and all that, please tell your mind, no, I am fine. I know this is going to end. This is going to end by April 15th. I know that. Don't worry about it. Because you need to you treat your mind like your friend. Only when you treat it like your friend, it's going to be with your friend. It's going to be your friend. Because you don't have control over the thoughts you get, but you have control over how much power you give those thoughts, right? So if the thought of fear is coming in, bring that other Salma out, right? The Salma who's fearless, the Salma who's sunshine, the Salma who's. So once you get that Salma in, then the fear, everything is going to go out of the window. Just keep, I know you are a real, you have a lot of determination. You go after. When you go after something, you don't leave it, right? So I think you need to put that goal, Salma. Once you put that goal on saying that, okay, this is what I'm going to eat, this is what I'm going to do, you will stick to it. I know that, because you just need to make up your mind. Once you make up your mind, you're not going to leave, because if you can, handle such a business all alone, I think this is a very small thing for you. And whatever you've gone through, whatever you've come up, this is very small. So I think you're one of the most fearless people that I have met, Salma. I think you should look at how you can use that skill of yours. Yeah, Augustine, healthcare, agro-allied businesses, industrial production, absolutely. Hi Deepa, how are you? Thanks for joining in. Ruby, a relationship reading, please. Yeah, someone seems to be disconnected right now. When will he connect, and what's the future with? I think this is about relationships. Fantastic. I love this topic. Relationships now is going through a testing phase, right? Because no couple has stayed together for so long, right? Everybody meets, leave in the morning, come back in the evening, so they spend only a part time with them. But this is a testing time. China has seen a rise in divorce cases, because they can't stand each other for a couple of hours. But I think this is the best time, and this is going to test every relationship. So, Ruby, if somebody seems disconnected right now, I think it's very, very essential to have a conversation, because unless we have a conversation, and men are not going to open out, because that's how we are. We don't open out unless we are actually, made to open out. If you go and start pestering him to open out, he will not. He will go into a shell more. But I think you need to try and see what is that disconnect. There has to be a reason for that disconnect, right? So you need to get to the root of that disconnection. Is the connection fine? I think Salma is saying the internet keeps dropping. Is it okay? Okay, you are from him, right? So that is the worst. So he's in another place and you're here, right? Yeah. Okay, he's not talking. So I think the only way to do that is pick up the phone and talk to him and ask him what is the issue, because there is why he's not talking to you. Okay, sir. I think there is an issue why he's not talking to you. I can help you, Ruby. There is no problem in that. I have helped a lot of people get their relationships in place. I can help you on this. We can take it offline. No problem at all. But I'm sure there's a reason why he's not talking. If you don't mind me asking, where is he? Is he in India or is he abroad somewhere outside India? Yeah. And I'll come back to you, Ruby. I just want to answer Augustine. Augustine is asking, what should be the 10 takeaway lessons after COVID-19 for individuals, government, and also takeaways I think are that we need to look at being more human. We need to be we need to respect environment, animals, everything is going to get better. I think we need to look at hygiene. There are a lot of these small things that are the lessons that have come out of COVID-19. They're not big lessons. They are all small life lessons, which means cleanliness, being hygienic, respecting everybody on the same footing as you, your housemate, your security, respecting every small thing has been the takeaway in this situation. For governments and NGOs, I think scaling is a problem. So I think they should look at how, especially healthcare, because this can come again. We don't know, right? So if it comes again, how are we going to be prepared for it? Because when it came last time, I think it was SARS. I'm not too sure which year that was, but it was not as bad as this. So I think these are the takeaways would be more human. Yeah, I think everything in a nutshell. I think it comes to being more human, and I think the soul, because our soul is the most pure. So I think if everybody starts listening to it and working on it, I think it would be a great future for all of us, right? So Ruby, he's in Mumbai only. Then I think you should pick up the call and talk to him. If he's not picking, I think you should use somebody to see how you can talk to him, because you need to get the reason why he is not talking to you. There is a reason, and it's not working. It's not working. I think you should accept the fact that it's not working, but you need to get it out of him, because there's no point in going after somebody who doesn't want to be in touch, right? It's hard. It's a hard fact, but it's the truth that if somebody doesn't want to be in your life, or wants a space for some time, give it to him. But then there has to be a conversation before that, because nobody can just go silent on somebody without giving a proper reason. That's not respecting your side. That's not respecting you as a person. But yes, I think if somebody is not connected at all, somebody is there is something going on. So that reason has to be found really soon. Otherwise it's not going to happen. The more you go ping him, the more you call him, the more you do that, he's going to get irritated more. So he's going to go further and further away. So I think you will have to work on how you can at least get a conversation and ask what is the issue, right? What is the issue? What is troubling him? And see how that can happen, because there are a lot of times, and these are the times when relationships are tested. So genuine, proper, good relationship last in the times of a crisis, right? So if relationships go through a crisis, then there's no problem at all. Relationships break due to crisis, because the actual person comes out. There's absolutely nobody who can put on an act in a crisis. So when a crisis hits, that's where the real person comes out. And then a lot of relationships go through a very bad time. And I'm getting a lot of calls for people who have relationship issues, and I am counseling both of them and seeing how they can look at, because all of us start looking at the shortcomings of the other, and then without looking inside and seeing how whether you're perfect or not. And because we as human beings want everybody else to be perfect rather than us, right? So everything, right? So that's the problem. So are you able to hear now? I think it was not audible. Yeah, it's okay now. I think the yeah. So Ruby, I think I can help you out. You can just DM me, and let's see how I can put things in place for you. I'll try my best to get this thing sorted out for you. If you want my help, for sure you can DM me. We can have a chat, and then we can see how we can get that in place for sure. 100%. That's not an issue at all, because relationships is my strength. A lot through these relationships. Any other questions coming up? Any other questions that you would like me to answer? Yeah. So Ruby's gone offline. Great. It was a fantastic session, just talking to each of you. It's been good. I love to interact with all the people here. I think a whole lot of questions have come in, and we've covered a lot. So I'll keep doing this every once in a while, maybe every 2-3 days, to see how we can get through this together. It's getting on our nerves being inside, but then if we can see how we can, maybe if you can ideas on what I should talk, or what I should next time, or just answer your questions. Anything is okay with me. So thanks for joining in. Stay safe till next time. Thanks, Augustine. Thanks for joining in, man. I'm back next week, Monday, Tuesday. I'll do another session. So thanks for joining in. Take care. Stay safe, you all. Bye. Hi, Ravi. No problem. I hope you're doing well. I hope your family is well. Your daughter was not well. I hope she's fine. We were just talking about how the real estate market is going through a bad time, and Manish was asking me how is it going to be. I told him the next 6 months is going to be bad. I hope you agree with me on that, because I was just listening to an interview with Irfan Razak and Brigade Jayashankar, and both of them had the same thing to say, that now the key is to keep the existing bookings on and not look at new bookings, but get bookings in place. Stay safe, Augustine. Thanks for joining in. Nice to hear that, Ravi. Awesome. I just saw the post that you had shared. It's been 3 years since that campaign of reliable developers. Wow, so fast, right? Never knew that 3 years would go by so soon, and what a fantastic time we had during that campaign. Absolutely. It is going to take time, no doubt about. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ravi. Thanks for joining in. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I'm happy that you could hear me. Thanks. Love you. Bye bye.